Hey gang, Will here from the Ashland Fly Shop with a fishing report for you for the third week of September, and no better place to be than on the beautiful Rogue River this time of year in our flies only season, which is a great time of year we always look forward to on the upper river. It's just a really sweet, really quiet time up here, and just a beautiful place to be. We've had a great little weather event for the last 4 days. Really cooled things down. We've gotten some rain. It's kind of put some of the fires down a little bit. It's helped a lot with the smoke. So really a really great time, nice time right now. So as you can see, the river's dropping down, dropping into shape. It's pretty much dropped most of the way that it probably will, maybe another 100 CFS or so by the end of the month. But the flows are really nice, conditions are good, and there are fish in the river for sure. We've definitely got some nice early numbers of fish around, and people are getting them here and there. You know, the traditional techniques that we always talk about, you know, nymphing's working really well. As the water drops, you know, the fish will hang out in those slots a little more. They're a little easier to reach with nymphs and indicators and stuff like that. But we do love to swing flies, and we'll swing flies for them all throughout the season, even in the cooler water and the tighter spots that they're in. And we've been pretty successful doing that too. So it's hard to tear us away from the Rogue this time of year. It's a beautiful place, and we love spending time on it. But you know, as with fall fishing, you know, pretty much everything else kind of pops up too. So I've had some good reports from the lakes. Lakes are all fishing pretty well right now. They're starting to turn over, and the fish are starting to cruise the shallows. So we're starting to see a little bit more of that activity. A couple other bright spots. We always really love to fish the Klamath River, and that's just starting to come online now. We're going to start seeing fish in the Middle River and the Happy Camp areas. They're kind of marching their way upriver. We don't usually start targeting them in the upper section of the Klamath, which is closest to us, until a little bit later in the year, you know, mid-October, even into November. We'll start seeing those fish a little higher up. We're not sure what to expect from that run this year. Not expecting a lot, but hopefully we'll see some fish, and we'll be hearing about it very soon. The North Umpqua is also a real favorite place that people love to fish this time of year. That, as you may know, has really been a lot of fire activity up there. The highway was closed through there for weeks. I believe it's reopened now, and it would be a good place to go, you know, in the fall. North Umpqua is traditionally known as more of a true summer fishery with a little less fish around in the fall, but it still can be a wonderful place to go and look for those late fish coming in up there. All the Northern California fisheries are going to be starting to pick back up, you know, as the weather cools off and we go into fall here. The real standout is going to be the McCloud. I really think that's a wonderful place to go. You know, hate to send more people down there, but it really is kind of the crown jewel of the Northern California fishing, and it has some fall browns that move up out of the lake and can kind of move up in there, and that's you know, people will target those a little bit, but just the fishing in general seems to pick up a bit. You'll see an October caddis hatch down there. Also the Upper Sacramento, the upper stretch of the Upper Sacramento would be a good bet for October caddis fishing as we get further into fall. That can be even later, much later into November. We can see that activity continue. So that's a really good bet and a really nice place to be down there in Northern California at this time of year. So that's what we're looking at for kind of a roundup of fall fishing. We'll give you more reports as we get them and as we make them. So, but it's tough to stay indoors this time of year. It's really nice to be outside, and so grab your rod and get some fishing in while the fishing's good.